up, guys? Got a bunch of stuff going on with the K1 Attack. I had a few different days that I was working on it. A couple days I was only doing a few things here and there, and then the last day I got a whole bunch done. So it's kind of jump around a little bit, but let's get to it. Okay, so I finally got this thing pressed into there, but now the problem is if you look at it, it's kind of like not really straight where the hole is, so the bolt won't go through. Yeah, it goes almost all the way through, but I didn't have this key in there. I had the key in there, it wouldn't go, so I had to grind this down a whole bunch. So now I think I'm gonna have to drill this out a little bit to see if I can maybe get it to fit. It took a lot of messing around. I drilled this out a little bit. I ended up totally screwing up the first bolt, so I'm either gonna have to rethread this or get a new one. But for the other side, this one's still okay. I had to grind this piece a little bit more. Now it's in there. It's not ideal. It's like this piece right here, it should have been turned down in a lathe, like further. I don't understand why they would have sent it out like that, but you know, whatever. So then this, I'm gonna put the lower ball joint on the control arm. So I figured out, like, they sent me like two different part numbers and they look identical. I don't really understand what the difference is, but if you look up the part numbers, it shows that this one is lower right for like a Jetta or something, and it shows this one's lower left. So I guess that's just what I'm gonna go with. Okay, so that one's on. So they gave me this for the upper ball joint, and now I have an entirely new situation that, yeah, that doesn't fit. So what the hell? Holy hell, that was a pain in the ass. I had to grind so much off of that to get that in there. And so this is actually slotted in here. So it, you know, it gives me some camber adjustment, which is good, but it's so tight in there. I probably could have grinded more off of there. So the powder coat's coming off. I probably could have grinded more, but at least it's snug in there. It's not gonna slide around. So it'll be tricky to get it to move in and out when I actually need it to, but for the moment, it's in there. Now I gotta see if I can get this into there, because obviously this is gonna have to come up, that's gonna have to go down. Yeah, it's gonna suck. It actually went together easier than I expected it to. So yeah, at least that part's on there, so that's cool. I got done tightening this all up, and then I just happened to notice this is splined. This is, yeah, that's not gonna work. There's absolutely gonna have to be some sort of stub in there, otherwise this bearing's just gonna loosen up. Like, the fuck? They didn't say anything about that. I don't remember seeing anything in my parts list either, so now I'm like, what the hell? I really wish I could get the freaking instructions for this kit, but I'm fairly certain they don't even exist, and this company is just blowing steam up my ass the whole time every time I talk to them. Oh man, guys, so I was able to fix this bolt because I had a die. Then I went to put it together, and now this is fucking stripped out and it's stuck on there, and I'm gonna have to cut it off. God, I swear every fucking piece they give me with this goddamn car is just junk. God. Probably gonna be tricky to see, but the other thing that's really stupid, they drilled these holes in the wrong spot. So you can see all the way through there and it's like almost completely fucking straight. There is a recessed portion, which you can actually, you can see it right there. You can kind of see it on the bottom of that. Where basically that bolt is supposed to hold this, this ball joint in, but because they drilled it in the wrong spot, you can literally only tighten this. Like, you can pinch it, but it won't actually like hold the ball joint in there. It could still like move up and down technically if you hit something hard enough. Like, there's nothing to stop it from like just sliding right out of there other than just literally friction. So, oh my God, they're so stupid. So I think what I might have to do is I might have to grind these in further. I thought about putting a bigger bolt in there, but I'm worried because it's already been, you know, taken out. You know, it's already so close to the edge. I'm worried about it breaking. So I think what I might do is just grind it in and then try to get the bolt as far in as I can before I tighten it down. That's really all I can think to do right now. I've been grinding this for a little while, and I'm not really getting very far. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna move up to that next size bolt. Like, it's really not much bigger than that because the original bolt had a lot of slop. So the next size up, it's like a metric 10, and I think that a metric 10 is actually the correct size for this ball joint anyway. So I think that's the plan. Okay, so obviously I need to get in a different bolt, but you can see I can't physically push that ball joint out of there. And that is why it's designed like that, for safety. And that's why those guys are a bunch of idiots and they didn't fucking drill that hole out enough and put the right size bolt in there, or they just drilled it in the wrong fucking spot. One of two. Probably drilled it in the wrong spot. Either way, I think this will work. I just need to get some different bolts and I need to drill the other side out. Okay, cool. I found some other bolts to put in there. Got those all drilled out. Works great. On to the next thing. So I stripped the power steering rack down and I threw some paint on it because it was kind of all cruddy. I'm waiting for this to dry. Then I can put that thing in. Totally just realized I painted this for no fucking reason. So this was ripped and I didn't, you know, I kind of half-assed noticed it, but what I really did notice is there's fluid in there, which means it's fucking leaking internally. So yeah, I'm gonna end up having to get a new rack anyway. But I think I'm gonna throw this in there I just want to see how it sits in there because I haven't tried that yet. Just kind of see what room I have to work with and how it's gonna work. Because I know I'm missing a clamp for sure, but see if maybe I'm missing anything else. Okay, so I kind of slid it in there. At first I thought maybe this went under this, but it turns out it goes on top of it. So yeah, it wasn't too hard to just get it in there. I ended up sliding it in through here instead of through the sides because it just wasn't fitting. Obviously, like I was saying, I'm missing the clamp to bolt that up. But other than that, I mean, it looks like it's gonna fit in there. I'm not entirely sure what's going on with the tie rod end situation because like they sent me these extension things and like I don't know if this is for the rear or for the front. And like I feel like it has to be for the rear because this just seems way too long. But they also gave me some tie rod ends that I don't really know. The picture of it makes it look like it's just like a kind of a short little deal. So maybe that is what I need. I don't know. I think that'll be another day kind of situation because obviously I need to get a new rack, get that clamp and all that shit and actually get it bolted in there. I did find the bolts though. They actually labeled them. They spelled it wrong, but oh well. But yeah, I found the bolts for it, so that's a plus. Okay, so the next thing I think I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna try mocking the engine up in there. Here's my rear subframe. I kind of verified that it's gonna bolt up. It looks like it's just gonna bolt up like there and then there to these two places here for that. And then I've got my Hasport mount kit, which I've had this for a long time. This is a 90 to 93 Accord K-swap kit. So yeah, I need to find some bolts. Hopefully I can find some bolts for the transmission, get that on there. Then I'm gonna try to figure out these mounts and maybe see if I can get it mocked up in there. She is bolted up by the side mounts. Man, I don't know what the hell Hasport was thinking. Like, you know, even if this was in an Accord, it's missing shit. Like, they didn't send me a nut for this, so I don't understand. This bolt, like, there isn't a bolt that fits in here that's the correct size. This is too fucking long, so I had to double washer it. Then they gave me the wrong fucking hardware for this, so I have one bolt that's like super fucking long because there's not enough of these bolts. So, like, what the hell? I don't really understand what they were thinking. I mean, obviously there's all this other shit, and then the other problem is, so they gave me enough bolts for like these, and I think I have what I need for this stuff. They didn't give me one for here, which I guess I can just reuse the transmission bolt, but they didn't give me a through bolt for this. Like, it's just not here. Like, what the hell? This should have all the parts in it, and it just doesn't. So next order of business, Gonna put that subframe in and test fit the rear mount. They did give me hardware. Hopefully this works. Subframe's in there. Found all the bolts for the most part. Some of them are just kind of chilling at the moment because obviously it's not final install, but still need to find a bolt for here. This is the only bolt that I could really find that would fit in there. I don't have the correct one at the moment. I've also got to put a bolt in this spot, which I'm going to wait because obviously that one doesn't really need to go in right now. And it's honestly, it's kind of a pain in the ass. But yeah, it gives you an idea how it's going to fit in there. Looking pretty good. So I did have to grind a little bit. This wasn't really clearing back here, so you could see in that video that I was doing a whole bunch of grinding because I couldn't get this to clear, and then this bolt had to line up with this, which it does now. I had to get that to, yeah, clearance itself. Just ran into another problem, so I decided I was gonna try and put the brake booster on, and you can see here, it's not all the way against where it's supposed to be, but it's hitting this bar like right in there. Like, I don't understand if I'm supposed to have a spacer, if this is the wrong brake booster. I don't know. I mean, this is out of a 03 to 07 Accord. Now I'm wondering if maybe I need one out of a 90 to 93, because some of the parts are off of that. Some of the parts are off of Volkswagen too, so that's super confusing, because like these hubs and the, you know, the ball joints and all that stuff, that's all of Volkswagen. It's like Golf stuff, so I have no idea. Bounced around all over the place. I decided to start working on the brakes. I got the brake rotors on. This, obviously, like I talked about before, this one was kind of all rusty. And I was originally going to give it an electrolysis bath, but I decided, you know what? It takes a lot less time to just hit it with a wire wheel. I should have given it an electrolysis bath because I accidentally end up hitting this quite a bit, so I'm going to have to repaint this. But at the moment, I still don't know what color I want to do the brakes, so, you know, might not matter. Because obviously, you know, so the brake calipers they gave me with this big brake kit, they're silver. It says like MC on it. I don't know what brand that is. It's going to be really tricky to find pads and rotors come the time I ever need to buy some, which really sucks, but at least I figured out that the hubs are for Volkswagen, so as long as I can find, you know, brake kits for a Volkswagen Golf or whatever, I should be okay. I'm going to throw these on there for now. I want to get at least, you know, this stuff all bolted on so that I know exactly where like all the brake lines and stuff need to be. I mean, obviously I have a pretty good general idea, but it'd be nice to have just everything assembled so when I do the brake lines, it's like, you know, perfect. And then later I'll take this apart and actually, you know, paint it whatever color I'm going to do, which I don't know. I don't know what color I should do. I haven't decided. Depends on what color I'm going to do the car, which I haven't 100% decided. I've got my ideas, but I don't know. We'll see. Those calipers might actually be the first thing on this car that actually bolted up. It's amazing. They have like some sort of adapter bracket that goes from this caliper to this. It'd be really nice to know what these calipers are supposed to be for. They kind of look the same as like, you know, I work on, you know, I used to be a Porsche tech and I work on Porsches all the time, and it looks very similar to what they put on Porsches, because it's, I mean, I like, you know, like older 911s and stuff, like maybe like a, you know, like a 996 or 997. It looks really similar because they have the same kind of pattern here. I wonder if it's the same. The pads, I don't know, the pads are kind of similar. It's a little bit different, but hard to say. Guys, I'm gonna end the video there. Obviously, I got quite a bit done in this video. You know, I got the engine in. I got, you know, I got some of the brake situation figured out. You know, there's a lot to it. A lot that still needs done. It's the biggest problem I'm running into right now is that there's no instructions. I reached out to the company again. We'll see if they get back to me. I don't know. Every time I try to get a hold of them, it's like takes them a week to get back to me, and they tell me nothing. Like the guy is driving me nuts. Like it's insane. But if I can get these instructions, maybe I can figure this out. I don't know. There's so many different questions that I have about this that just don't make any sense. For instance, like, you know, like the rear subframe, right? So it uses the Accord uprights and, you know, like the control arms and all that stuff. But my question is it uses all the stuff off the front. So the front has a rack and pinion and tie rod ends. So what am I doing to attach these tie rod ends to whatever? Am I supposed to put a rack in here and lock it? Am I supposed to put some other sort of thing in there and attach that to the hooks? I have no idea. Like there's just no information about it. And the only other guy that's, you know, on YouTube, his setup is completely different than mine because it's you know, it's a Tesla drivetrain. And I've got problems with the brake booster that I talked about before, that this brake booster is not fitting. Well, you know, I'll try to look at his channel. It's totally different. His firewall looks different than mine. Like it's completely different setup. So I have no idea, you know, how this is going to work. And, you know, like this is what I was talking about, that bracket, and it was hitting here and all that kind of stuff. And it's, you know, for instance, the other thing that I have to worry about is because the brake booster is here, I have to get linkage all the way to the pedals, which is, you know, clear over there. And as far as I can tell, they didn't send me anything with it. So I guess I got to make something. I don't know. Or maybe they didn't send it to me. I have no idea. It's really aggravating. I really wish they had instructions. Like my Exo set, it was just like, there are instructions. I will say they're not the greatest, but there are instructions. And everything fits, except for the trans tunnel. But everything fits for the most part. Like this car, it's like nothing fits. It's absolutely insane. Nothing fits. I don't have any instructions. Missing parts. It's so annoying. But yeah, there's, you know, guys, there's a lot more to come. So, you know, stay tuned with me through this struggle, and hopefully, you know, we can get further with it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna have to order some parts, but let's take it one step at a time. So, like, subscribe, do the things. Peace out.